Wow. You know that there's quite a lot to learn from footballers. I mean, soccer stars. Yes, especially in Africa where young people want to become celebrities and superstars. And you know, it's the easy way out is to go through soccer or any other serious sports. But soccer and entertainment industry, music, and they call it acting. You know, you just being an actor, entertainment. Those are the gateways to stupendous, humongous, colossal success, money success in Africa these days. So let's take a look at least 5 different things that you can learn as a young person from the life of footballers. Yes, they are footballers are an amazing lot. You can learn a lot from them. One of the things I have learned from footballers is what? Diligence. It's not only footballers, so, but I always try to be figurative when I use the personality of footballers. Then I can generalize it too. So I learned diligence. What is diligence? Bringing it down to the layman's level of understanding. Diligence means hard work and dedication, or hard work and dedication to duty. Yes, that's what diligence is all about. When you are intentional about whatever you do in life, you will succeed. I want to say that the fact that you have enough talents don't really make any difference if you are not diligent, if you are not hardworking, if you are not dedicated if you are not regular and punctual in your place of duty, in your place of assignment. Yeah, that your talents will amount to nothing. Yes, they are talking about talent. Someone like Messi had a lot of talents. My son wrote that it's like a ball is tied to Messi's feet. It's true. Well talented. And if there's ever a god of soccer, I think Messi is it. Please don't argue with me whether Ronaldo is better than Messi, because that's not the point here. We'll talk about that one later. Okay, so Messi is an embodiment of talents, but he didn't rest on her oars because he has enough talents. You see how he works very hard, joins in the practice, do everything others are doing, so that at the end of the day, his name will stand out, and then others will follow him. So that's it. So talent is not enough, but talents must be matched with action and action and action. What of Ronaldo? You see that guy, even though he's now resting somewhere in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, but I don't think anybody, I just looked at the statistics today. He scored over 100 goals at the Premier Champions League. Yes, when Barcelona was the reigning club. Then we can also see that even though Messi also scored many goals, but we cannot mention any other name sorry, I'm missing it. Messi played for Barcelona in Spain. So he was a La Liga king. Although Ronaldo played for Real Madrid, he was also a La Liga king, yes. But okay, what I want to bring out here is that while Messi is known for his matchless and unbeatable talents, Ronaldo is known for his passion. Passion, yes. You have enough passion. Passion is a burning desire that drives you on. When you have a vision, but you don't have passion, you cannot go far. So that passion that Ronaldo had was what propelled him to the top. And that's why many people believe that he is the soccer king, although I believe that it is Messi. Okay, so when we are talking of goal aggregate, I think Ronaldo is. So, but we are not talking about goal aggregates now only. There are so many things to take into consideration. All right. So one major thing I have learned from the life of footballers is what? Dedication, hard work, summing it up in one word, diligence. Yes, be diligent to your duty because it pays reasonably, handsomely. The second thing young Africans should learn from footballers is what? Cooperation. Okay, football is not a game of one person. It's a game of 11 people at a time. playing another 11 people football match. So for you to be a striker, you must cooperate with the line with the wingers. You must cooperate with the back with the defense ministers. Those are the back. You must cooperate with the goalie. You must also cooperate with the midfielders. That's what makes you a striker. You don't just say, yes, I can strike from any angle. For that reason, you will not pass the ball to another person. That will amount to selfishness. So collabo, that's cooperation and teamwork. Team spirit is the end thing. When you cooperate with others, you discover that at the end of the day, they will not say, they can even say, yes, someone scored a goal, but they will not say you won the match because you were not the one that won the match. It was your team that won the match. I always I always don't like it whenever we try to magnify a particular player above the other 10. They say, the match was not between Nigeria and Argentina. It was between Nigeria and Maradona for the oldies. You understand what I mean? I don't always like it because a Maradona that I knew, a small boy like Sunday Olise, 20-year-old, Maradona had him when we met them at US 94 when Brazil won the World Cup. So, in fact, the Sunday Olise, who played, I think, number 4, he just bamboozled and messed up the mighty Maradona in the 2-3 in the match that they played with Nigeria. So Maradona did not carry the day. It was still Brazil that went to the cup. So it's not enough to just say yes. Okay. Now I want to talk about the third one. I've talked about the diligence to duty, talking about cooperation, which has to do with teamwork and collaboration with your teammates. And don't forget that you cannot even win any match if you don't cooperate with your coach. Because the coach sees more than you do. When you are in the field of play, you don't even see anything. You only see the round ball. But when a coach is out there, he is thinking, he's planning, he's advising, he's mentoring. So that collaboration starts with the coach before even you enter into the field of play. The third thing I have learned from the life of footballers is discipline. Discipline means self-control. And you know that for you to be disciplined, you must be a disciple. So a disciplined person means that he is teachable. He has learned from others. He has learned from those who are better than him. So that's what it means to be disciplined. Self-control. Many soccer stars could have wanted to be smokers, to go into drugs, and to go into alcohol. But they don't always indulge in these things. You know why? Especially when they have a very important match to play. They will not, they can't go and drink before they go for rehearsals to start with. They will deny themselves of so many of these things. And when they finish and maybe the game is over, maybe they have like 1 weekend or they're about to jolly. They can now go and jolly. So that delayed gratification helps a lot. But when you're the type that does not have self-control, you keep on bombarding your body with things that are not necessary. At the end of the day, you enter into the field of play and you will amount to nothing. So that self-control is so important that you can't even overlook it. All right. Number 1, diligence. Number 2, cooperation. Number 3, self-control. Number 4 is resilience. Resilience means that when you are pushed and you fall down, you bounce back again. Is it not the Bible that says that the righteous man can fall 7 times? And I want to add that he can rise 8 times. Yes, because if you don't rise again, that's the end. So when you are resilient, you cannot give up too easily. I've taken time to study football history, and I discovered that it's only residents that have made every player, every team, be it a soccer, be it that's a club side or a national team, to stay afloat. What do I mean by that? Let's just take a case study of something that happened last night. Arsenal versus Real Madrid. Remember that Arsenal has not won this cup. In fact, the highest they had done was to get to the semi-finals. But Real Madrid has clinched the cup 15 solid times, and Real Madrid is still the defending champion. But how come that Arsenal, from the background, came and walloped them in their first leg of the semi-final of the quarterfinals meet at Emirates Stadium? That's Arsenal's house, and they are going to Bernabeu. That's Real Madrid's house in Spain for the second leg of the quarterfinals. So how come they were able to do it? Resilience is the word. Yes, if Arsenal did not cooperate with each other and if they were not resilient, even the coach wouldn't have known what to do. He would have been given up because can you imagine for a team that has won a particular UEFA Champions League for 15 years and you that has never gone to the finals, you are going to meet him. Is it not that faith and diligence so, and all these things combined together, including resilience? Resilience means that you don't give up too soon. It means that even when you fall, you rise. You stand back. When you are pushed to the wall, you stand gidiba. You don't say, I've been pushed to the wall, and so I can now lean on the wall. No, you only lean on the wall to get. You lean on the wall just to gather momentum, and then you push out. That's one thing I like about sports, and one of the sports I love. I don't like to be a participant, but I like to be a spectator. Is wrestling, because in wrestling, you learn a lot of resilience. Okay, we'll talk about that one later. Now, I want to say that when we are talking about resilience, there are so many things that happen that if you're not careful, you will think the end of the world has come. We remember with nostalgia how Manchester United, I think it was in 1950s, lost how many players and so many people in an air crash. But did it bury Man U? No, Man U is still waxing stronger and stronger, even though they have been going backwards like church, okay, for some time now. But they will still come back. I mean, having lost the cream a la cream of their club when they went to play somewhere and all that. What would have even the parents of some of those players that survived would have said, please, mom, don't go there again. But they didn't give up. Life is all about taking risk. It's only cowards that die many times before their death. The valiant dies only but once. Okay, so Man U is an example of a resilient club side. What of the Zambian national team? Prior to preparation for qualifiers for the World Cup sometime in the 90s, I think it was that same 90, either 1990 or 1994 US. Okay, US. I think it was that one. Kalusha Buaya was the team captain of the Zambian squad. You see how when he was not in Zambia. He was traveling from his country to meet his club in another encounter with another country. And lo and behold, there was an air crash, and I think all the players died. It didn't deter Kalusha Buaya. He still continued to play. And Zambia has a national team even today. So nobody prays for such misfortunes. But when they happen and you are still alive, then you move forward because you are not to be, those things that happen to others shouldn't determine your own, it shouldn't determine your own future or your own destiny. Yes, to rather spur you on to be your best and to do more. Okay, I've mentioned diligence, cooperation, self-control or discipline, resilience. I want to wrap up or round up by talking about flexibility. You can use the word adaptability if you like. Now, one very important thing I love about players is that they're always moving from one club to another. That's flexibility. There are some that have that, like I mentioned Ronaldo that stayed too long at Barca. I also mentioned, Ronaldo stayed too long at Real Madrid. And I also mentioned, did he? No, he didn't. He came from Man U. Then he tried to come back to Man U after leaving Real Madrid. Although it wasn't funny for him again, so he couldn't stay. But he has been changing club size. Even Messi also changed, didn't change too frequently. But he still changed in the long run. So it doesn't, you can't just remain in one place. That's flexibility. Wherever you think you will be celebrated, go there. Don't stay where you'll be tolerated. Ronaldo went back to Man U as a last resort, but he knew already that he wasn't going to be celebrated because his days were already numbered. In fact, when he left, it was his glory time. So he ought not to have gone back there. It's just that I didn't get his contact. I would have told him that you're going there to. It's just vexation of spirit that he was going there to do. You saw how they were benching him, making cases with the coach, and at the end of the day, he left there in in frustration or out of frustration. Okay, so flexibility is very, very important. Should be flexible enough to know when the ovation is loudest, and then you bow out. Don't wait until you are asked to bow out in shame. All right, let me stop so far. I never knew it's gonna be a lengthy tractate, but I think the young people need, young Africans, you need all this so that Africa will be greater than it is now, and your own generation will be far, far better than ours. Thank you.